We could all agree that 2020 was an exhausting year. At this point, all you want to do is lock yourself in your ivory tower and play Genshin Impact for 12 hours. Well, sadly, that's not possible and you gotta put food on the table, and there's just so many broke boy 175 can of black beans, cheese, sour cream you can eat. That's why instead of ending 2020 on a low note, I'm gonna be recommending you guys 5 manga titles that could brighten up your day and allow you to grip 2020 by the balls like the sport climbing girls grip 'em rock climbing rocks. Now, before you get killed off in Among Us, let's get it cracking. Revi, take it away. At number 5, it's a very long ass title, but it's regarding that we decided to live in the countryside with the female knight who came to us. God damn! That title would be like trying to fill up a paper to meet the word requirements of a word essay. Well, if I had to rewrite the title of the story, it would be Reverse Isekai, Devil is a Part-Timer, The Silver Spoon Story. I don't know why, but I absolutely love Reverse Isekai stories. Maybe because I'm just so turned off by the cesspool known as the Isekai genre, but I don't know, I'm somehow more attracted to Reverse Isekai than just regular Isekai stories. This story centers around a 32-year-old bachelor named Seiki Kanji, who's your typical salary man. However, one day he found out that his parents passed away. He ended up inheriting the family farm in Miyami village. So he moved back to his hometown to harvest the melons. Then one day, a goddamn Saber herself shows up at this man's house and goes like, "Yo, I'm about to get jumped by some goblins. Let me crash your fam." Seiki is like, okay, and that's where all the fun begins. And the reason why I love this series is because this girl, Chris-san, has like the most priceless reactions. Because she got isekai'd from an alternate universe that could be compared to medieval Europe, but they got magic, she was tripping out at like the most basic technologies like rice cookers and cars. Her reaction and her trying to adjust to this lifestyle 100% reminds me of when Mao-sama when he first got isekai to Tokyo. And the second reason why I love this series so much is it reminds me of Silver Spoon because it is so agriculture focused and shows the hard work of just maintaining a farm. So while Chris-san was hoeing away at some eggplants and Seiki was grabbing up melons, both of them cooked some amazing Japanese cuisines and had a full-on mukbang. If you love Silver Spoon, A Devil is a Part-Timer, and beautiful blonde female knights, 100% pick up the series. At number 4, we got The Way of the House Husband. I want to first state that this first caught my eye when I was shopping online on Amazon. Well, Amazon recommendations is scary because I ended up picking up all 4 available volumes. Damn you, Jeff Bezos. So what is this series about? This manga follows an ex-Yakuza named Immortal Tatsu. He's straight up the Yakuza version of Chuck Norris. He will be going around eliminating whole rival gangs with just one lead pipe. Then one day, he all of a sudden disappears. What ended up happening was that Tatsu swapped in his sashimi blade for an apron because he is now a full-time house husband. And that's pretty much the premise of the story. This series is nothing innovative, but it just has some god tier comedy as we just see this OP demon dude trying to live like a traditional Japanese housewife. Like his antics and mannerisms will be like a Japanese El Chapo, but he will be doing like the most innocent things like cleaning the apartment or doing yoga. And bruh, his relationship with his salary woman wife Miku is so wholesome. On a side note, Miku is hands down best girl. She a weeb, she the sole breadwinner, she's strong as fuck, and she deadass one shot one kills Tatsu all the time. I think she's like the long-lost sister of Gintama's Ote. This series is perfect for the people looking for a comedy series centered around the most strongest Yakuza in the Eastern Hemisphere up against the hardest job in the world, the Japanese housekeeper. At number 3, we got Tales of Demons and Gods. Not gonna lie, this is my first time ever reading a Chinese manhwa, and I didn't really expect too much. But at this point of me recording this video, I'm 250 chapters in, and I can tell you right away, I am hooked by the story. The story centers around a man named Naili who got killed by the Sage Emperor and was reborn as the 13-year-old version of himself. We learned that in his previous life, he pretty much lost all of his loved ones and even his hometown. So having the foresight of his past life, he ventures out to become the world's #1 demon spiritualist in hopes of defeating the Sage Emperor in this lifetime. Now, what I love about the series is that it's a combination of the Monkey King and solo leveling. Just the scope of the world and the extent of where Nai Li and his friends travel made me feel like I'm reading some sort of epic. And at the same time, I got solo leveling vibes because Niall will be leveling up like crazy because of all the knowledge he possessed from his past lifetime. On the outside, he will look like a typical 15-year-old, but in reality, he got the strength of a Greek god. The last good thing I can say about the story is, of course, the array of some S-tier waifus. I deadass felt like I was a World War II soldier returning back to my hometown, and I somehow ended up at the entrance of an all-girl college. Every other page, you got an ancient Chinese empress dripped in that lavender silk, and you just like, god damn! For me, waifu is hands down Zhao Ninger, cause she a ride or die bitch. Talking about ride or die bitches, the next series is Pashiri na Boku to Kosuru Bacho-san. This is a romance story filled with so many misunderstandings. The story follows Unoki, a boy who's been bullied since elementary school and on the path to becoming a school shooter. Then one day, Tarumaru, aka Black-Haired Taiga, aka Beelzebub's Aoi, shows up in front of our man's Unoki and goes like, "Be mine." To this, Unoki is obviously like, oh my god, I'm fucked. And now he's thinking he needs to be the exclusive errand boy of Tarumaru. But in reality, Tarumaru was actually confessing to Unoki because she fell for him. So this story is pretty much a cesspool of misunderstandings. Whenever each of the characters would do something, that action is completely misunderstood by the other party. For example, Tarumaru would cook him a bento and be like to Unoki, "You better eat this." Unoki, who almost gets a panic attack, responds with, "Oh, why did you make this bento?" Tarumaru, because her social IQ is like 0, because all she does is fight, responds with, "I can't let you die yet." So then, while Unoki is frothing at the mouth with that response, Tarumaru is giggling to herself because she's thinking she made him smile. If you like that defrag, Beelzebub, and maybe even Toradora, you should definitely check the story out. Okay, at number 1, we got I Shaved, Then I Brought a High Schooler Girl Home. This was actually sent to me by one of my fans through DM, and I'm not gonna lie, I deadass thought my man sent me a hentai. Like putting the word shaved next to bringing a high schooler girl home, this mangaka must be some sort of mad genius. Well, he could be a pretty good YouTuber because I got clickbaited really hard by this title, but I stuck around for the plot. This manga follows a 26-year-old salaryman named Yashido, and he got rejected by his crush, Airi Goto, which all I could say to Yoshida is, you got some good taste, my dude. But Yoshida felt like a depressed Instagram girl model and was literally crawling home pissed drunk. On his way to home, he runs into a high schooler girl named Sayu Ogiwara. And I kid you not, this was the first words that came out of our female lead's mouth. "I'll let you do it with me, so let me stay." Oh hell no! We barely passed chapter 1, and boy, you making me sweat profusely. Obviously, Yoshida sobered up like an Asian boy who got a B+ on his exam, and his tiger mom bitch slapping the Holy Ghost out of him. So what ended up happening was Yoshida brought her to his bachelor pad because he didn't want to just leave her out in the streets. He ended up finding out Sayu ran away from her home, and to get by, she would just sleep with random men to stay at their house. This truth really broke his heart, and he was like, you know what? Until you make up the mind to return back to your home, you can stay at my apartment, no strings attached. And for many degenerates out there, they're probably like, oh my god, this is my ultimate fantasy. After a long day of work, coming to an apartment with a Japanese high schooler housewife in an apron. Nah, bitch. This ain't your freaking helpful fox Senko-san. I was pretty engrossed with the series by how complex the series is. I mean, you got a salaryman trying to juggle his day job with essentially raising this high school girl that has been tossed aside by society. Like, how does one navigate through all that? Just seeing the trauma that Seiyu has to deal with from her dark past You as a reader just want to cheer her on. This is an emotional roller coaster of a series and some heavy reading, but a series I really mess with. So that was my 5 manga recommendations. 2020 has been a shit show and we got 2.5 months left. I hope everybody is staying safe and staying strong. Things will get better. You got this. As always, thanks for sticking around. Make sure to like, comment, all that good stuff. See you guys next week. Peace out.